So, welcome back to Pon's Tinkering Garage, and today we're gonna start something new on the channel because right now um, I'm actually streaming on my Discord server, and this is practically a full footage of it, right? So yeah, I'm just gonna chill and you know do some stuff over here, right? So the thing is that the last time I posted, cloth related stuff, it's been a while, you see, because the last one is, I posted it on 15 April 2023. So it's almost like, it's very close to a year ago that the last time I posted, skirt this posting several skirt stuff in on my YouTube channel, right? So yeah, it's definitely been a while. So I'm thinking that I might have something to add because the thing is, if you've seen the original Tailor's approach to cloth sewing, it's kind of the building block of cloth making using uh, cloth simulation in Blender, right? So you will learn most stuff over there, but over the last year, I kind of learned a few things on my own that I didn't get to share because for one reason or the other. So yeah, now I kind of want to share stuff. I'm not gonna make like a course like what I did earlier with Taylor's approach to cloud sewing, but I'm gonna make something like something. I'm gonna chop kind of. I'm thinking of a word. I'm gonna chop it up to something shorter, and it's gonna be like bits and pieces of stuff that we can use to create a variety of clothes, right? So yeah, it's definitely not going to be like a very structured course like what I did earlier, but I'm gonna share kind of the accessories of cloth making that I found is going to be really helpful in making a variety of clothes because clothes is not just limited to skirts, trousers, and shirts. The stuff that we have done earlier in the past. So yeah, right now. So there's one thing though that comes to my mind, and this is actually sorry for that. This is one of the things that um, is still kind of jittery in my original course, Taylor's approach to cloud sewing, because if you watch that and oh sorry, it's not the yeah it's Taylor's approach to cloud sewing, yes, and also that the outside another Taylor's approach to cloud sewing as well, the outside series, and it has to do with this thing about the collar and also the waistband, right? Because the thing is, if you watch it, you will notice that I still kind of do things manually, wrapping, the waistband and the collar around the neck and the waist kind of manually, and that is kind of if there's anything that I would want to improve from the previous stuff is that part, right? Because that part is kind of one of the remaining things that still kind of, get stuck in manual terms, right? So that's what I wanna do, and the thing is, I've kind of figured out the way around it, how to make it a lot much easier, and finally be able to kind of fix things up, right? So yeah, that's what we're gonna talk about. It's gonna be just a topic, right? So So this is my 3D model, Toby. So if you've been watching my channel for for the last few, for the last few videos, I kind of featured her a lot in the videos because that's kind of the things that I'm actually working right now, right? So this is Toby. It's natural and realistic model that is very fitting for your not for yeah it's gonna be very fitting for cloth making purposes, right? So, so yeah, I'm gonna use Toby for that, and yeah, so right now I'm gonna make a waistband, right? So I'm gonna show you how to make a waistband that is kind of much easier than the last, right? And it's gonna be much more intuitive as well. So yeah, again, yeah, let's make another collection because I'm kind of a nerd. Let's just call it measurement. I'm gonna I'm gonna make a circle which I already did, and I'm gonna put it on the measurement uh, collection. So this circle is basically the circumference measurement that we're gonna use to measure the waist, right? So in the modifiers, I already got a shrink wrap modifier, so let's redo that. And I'm gonna use that to wrap it around the model, right? So this is gonna be the bare measurement, right? So maybe another one is also a stick, basically. So a circle and a stick, but for the waistband, we don't actually need the stick. We just need the circle to do that, right? So yeah, I'm gonna duplicate it. Probably. I'm thinking of where is my. Oh yeah, I kind of forgot that the. It turns out that if you're using Blender 4.0, the you know the FUR, the thing that kind of pops up there, uh, whenever you press keys, it's kind of deactivated. So yeah, just bear it with me. So basically, yeah, let's do it, right? So I'm gonna duplicate the circle, which I already did because I'm just gonna keep it as the base later, right? So yeah, I'm gonna move it up to around the waist, and I'm gonna go to edit mode, uh, and I'm gonna scale it down, right? So let's make it 25, a quarter, right? So here's the thing: when you wear uh, the thing is there's a variety of waistband, right? There's gonna be like a high waistband and kind of low waistband. It depends on where you intend to use the waistband on. I mean, like there's uh there's a kind of low cut jeans or low cut skirt where you're gonna use it around the hip, something like that. But this one, I'm gonna make a waistband that gonna sit around the actual and the natural waist. So that's where I'm gonna put it. So so yeah, the measurement is gonna be around the navel, the belly button. So I'm gonna put it there, and yeah, I think it's good. So if you notice that there's going to be two circles that we're going to use. One is for the lower part of the waistband, and the other for the top because the waistband is going to be 4 centimeters wide, right? So that's going to be that, right? So because let's try that. So first, I guess I'm gonna put the target first. I'm gonna use again project. That's okay, and both sorry, the negative and positive, right? So I'm gonna put like 5 millimeters as the offset, right? So that's it, and yeah, so that's kind of it looks pretty good. And so yeah, the thing is the reason why I'm gonna put it below that because if you duplicate it again and if you kind of raise it by 4 centimeters, you can see that that is the width of the waistband that we're gonna make, right? So yeah, the waistband is gonna cover your belly button mostly, right? So yeah, that's what we're gonna do, and yeah, so that's good. Now we can just check it in if it's okay. Okay, so that looks all right, and we can just practically apply these two, right? So, and again, I'm going to use my very effective tool, which is measure it, and we're going to measure these two circles, right? So I'm gonna go back to edit mode, and I'm gonna pick a letter. Just pick a letter because it doesn't work if it doesn't. So go segment, and I'm gonna change that to centimeters, and down there you can get a measurement, right? So, and then you can go there, and you can make another one, do exactly the same thing, and there you go. You got number. So for this one, you get 74, and this one is 66, right? So there's about 8 centimeters difference between the top and the bottom. And so, so this is just something that I remember, that if you, the reason why this is kind of a better process, not only that it's kind of gonna be more automatic, as you will see later, but also that because it's kind of more accurate to how waistband is actually made. So the thing is, if you watch my Tailor's approach to cloth sewing, the outside series where I made the trousers, you'll see that I kind of let me open that. So if you see that, let me try that. Okay, that's what happened. Okay, so not this one. Okay, that one. Right, so the trousers is the basic measurement and waistband. So if you open that, you will notice that I kind of cheating with this. You can see that when I measure the waistband, this is what I did. Again, so this is the manual thing that I talked about, right? This is kind of annoying, even for me, that where I kind of, practically weld the the fabric around the waist, and that is just painful to do. So, so yeah, that is the thing, and yeah, this is the thing that where I talked about, kind of a cheating for to make the waistband. You see, so so the thing is, the reason why it's cheating because that's not exactly how we would make it in real life. So and the reason being that why I chose that cheating is because the thing is, when you make a waistband, between man waistband and women's waistband, it's gonna be very different, right? Because the thing is, if you're a guy, and you can look at your trousers, and you will see that your waistband is just a strip of fabric, rectangular fabric, right? Because the thing is, men have a very straight and very boxy hair, right? So they don't have much difference. Meanwhile, women have kind of, as you can see from the model, you see that there is practically 8 centimeters difference between the top bit and the bottom bit, right? So if you make like the same measurement for the top bit and the bottom bit, what happens is basically what happens uh, in here, where I kind of do the cheating basically. So let's make it forward, and let's see where it actually simulated. Okay, So you see, so this is after simulation, right? You can see, yeah, let's play it first. And as you can see, you will see that the bottom bit fits perfectly to the waist, but the top bit, the top seam basically is kind of having this kind of cone-like shape, uh, and yeah, that's what happens when you put like a rectangular piece of fabric to make a waistband for women's model or females model or yeah. So that's what's gonna happen, and this is where I got to the cheating part. Is basically I kind of cut the middle bit, right? And because the thing is that's kind of easy to do, so that's what I did, and it fixes the problem. As you can see, that now it has this kind of a very beautiful shape around it. But again, that is cheating, and I'm all for a tailor's approach to cloth sewing thing. So I want to do it correctly, and yeah, so this is where we're gonna do it correctly. So okay, so we got the measurement, right? So we got uh, the bottom seam and the top seam. So the thing is, I'm gonna I was saying about the bottom bit and the top bit. It's basically the word I'm looking for is practically the bottom seam and the top seam. So I kind of forgot that. So yeah, that is good. So now what we're gonna do is the thing is I kind of forgot one more thing. Okay, so let's reinstate the shrink wrap, and I'm gonna choose this. I'm gonna project negative, and put 5 millimeters on that. So it doesn't change because it's already been applied. So I'm gonna do that with that as well. I'm just gonna copy to select it. So now it has the same, exactly the same modifier. So one thing that I want to do is, you see, right now it is very straight, and that's not exactly how waistband should be. So I'm gonna pull something up, right? So I'm gonna use that, and don't forget the mirror. And I'm gonna pull this up a little bit so it creates a little bit curve, right? Uh, but make sure that that middle bit is not moving, right? So maybe something like that. I think that looks a good. So let's move it up by 4 centimeters, right? And I'm gonna move this up again as well. Sorry, and I'm gonna move this up by another 4 centimeters, I think. And let's see how it looks. Maybe not 4 centimeters. I'm gonna try moving it by probably this much, right? So maybe 3 centimeters. Sorry, 3 centimeters. Oh, why is that? So I'm gonna move it by 3. What happened? Okay, so let's do it manually, right? So that's 3 centimeters, and voila. Now we can reapply the shrink wrap modifier, right? So, and the measurement will read a little bit different, right? So this one is 70 centimeters, and this one is 64 centimeters, right? So, but there is still about, now actually the size, the gap between the top seam and the bottom seam goes a little bit larger, because before the 74 and 70 it's 4 centimeters difference, and is it how much the measurement, I kind of forgot. So basically the gap still exists. Now there is practically 6 centimeters difference between the top seam and the bottom seam. And yeah, so yeah, that's the measurement bit, right? So the next bit is gonna be where we're gonna make the waistband, right? So let's call it fabric. Let's make just a good old plain, scale it by half, because so that we got a nice 1 meter dimension. And again, I'm gonna subdivide it by 99 times so that each box is basically 1 centimeter, right? So okay, so that's it. And now we're gonna cut a half, and I'm gonna open this modifier and gonna apply the mirror, right? So this is our fabric, our default fabric, and I'm gonna duplicate it and I'm gonna hide it. And yeah, let's make our waistband. So first I'm gonna I think we gotta hide the rig and the underwear, right? And the measurement as well. And yeah, so let's start it. So first I'm gonna delete the bottom half. So, and yeah, so let's open our calculator, right? Because now we have 70, right? Is it 70, right? So let's open again. So we've got, yeah, 70 and 64, right? So 70, we're gonna divide it by 2, right? So let's open Notepad. Bottom seam is 70 centimeters, and we're gonna divide it by 2 to get a half of that circumference. And the top seam is gonna be 64, and we're gonna divide it by 2, and we'll get 32 centimeters, right? So yeah, so let's do it. So let's hide the measurement and let's measure 35 boxes, right? So that is 35. So first of all, I'm gonna make a new one. Let's call it cut. Let's call it waistband, right? And let's go to viewport display. I'm gonna add a color to this so that, you know, it's my thing. I mean, like, we are very color conscious creatures, so it's gonna be easier for us to see color rather than, you know, these boxes, right? So another one, I'm gonna call it cut, and I'm gonna make it just black, right? So this is 35. I'm gonna put that box rectangular next to it, and I'm gonna assign it to cut so that we know this is 35, right? So okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a curve. So let's make another collection. Let's call it curve, right? And now let's make a Bezier. So Bezier curve, and let's activate our snapping thing, and let's snap this to that point, right? And let's just rotate it there. And so here's the thing. Now it has 35, right? If 35 you divide it by 2, you get 17.5 basically, right? So you get 17.5. So let's see. So if you divide it, so this is gonna be there. So this is going to be 17, and 17 and a half is going to be here, a half of this bit. So I'm going to put it into cut so that we can see it better. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the other end of the curve, and we're going to put this right on that cut rectangular. And we're going to pull this 4 centimeters up. Right? So that's 4 centimeters. And what we're going to do, I'm going to take that handle, the left handle, I'm going to bring it over here. and I'm gonna I'm gonna click the other end of the curve, and I'm gonna drag the right handle to that point, right? So maybe I'm gonna pull this. Let's turn this off. I'm gonna make it a half centimeters, right? So that's exactly a half distance between that point and that point. So what we're gonna do next is make that go there, basically. So let's turn this off again and pull this 0.5 centimeters, right? So that is our curve, right? So here's the thing. This is one easy way to make a curve. Basically, you just make that, and they make them meet at the same place, right? So that is one way to do that. The other way to do that, this is something a little bit neat, but not necessarily better. But I'm just gonna show you how to do that, right? So I'm gonna add another this thing, and I'm going to subdivide this and that so that we can get a third vertex, right? So, and I'm going to pull this right there. Oh, sorry, this one. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to put it back there, and the position is already correct in the X. You just need to zero in the Y, and I'm gonna make this. Let's snap it here first, and then I'm gonna zero it out. And as you can see now that this thing is just kind of a point over there, and yeah. So what we're gonna do next is that basically do that. So you can see that now we're gonna divide this thing in two again, right? So it's gonna be somewhere around here. So this is like 17.5, and oh sorry, 17.5. You divide it again, it's gonna be 8.75. So you can do that, and 75 around there, and we can make it cut around here, and yeah. So you can go there, or if you want to do that, you can also do that like 75 centimeters, right around there, right? So this is the difference in how the curve is going to look like. This is the first one, and this is the second one, right? So the second one looks a little bit, more gracious, I think. And this one is great, but it is kind of it's very simple. You just have two handles and basically create a curve, right? So that is a good and simple one. But if you want to up the game, you can do this instead as well. So yeah, now that is a nice curve, right? And yeah, let's see. I want to see what happens if we pull this over there. Yeah, now it looks bad as well. So now it gets really, really straight over here. So yeah, now this is actually a good one, right? So yeah, that's our first curve, as you can see, and it has a nice curve to it. And yeah, this is gonna be for the bottom seam. I'm sorry, I have a very runny nose today, right? So that is for the bottom seam. Now, if you go to our tools, edit, and you can get a curve info, right? So again, you can actually get both add-ons very free. Not free, it's actually built in. You just have to activate the add-on curve tools and measurement. So do that and you will get the add-on, right? So right now, let's do that. And the length of the curve right now is actually 35.5 centimeters. So it's actually slightly bigger than how it's supposed to. So I'm gonna edit this one a little bit. So I'm gonna drag this by 5 millimeters, right? And let's recalculate that. And now it is all right because now it has the correct number, 35 centimeters, right? So maybe we should drag this by 5 centimeters as well. Sorry, 5 millimeter, so that it stays on the same place, right? So yeah, now that is a gracious curve with a very gracious with a gracious number as well, with a correct number. I mean, so yeah. Now I'm thinking that I'm looking at the curve and I'm thinking that this one is indeed a little bit too jagged, right? So let's see. What I can do is that I can just drag this. Let's see. What if I drag this to that bit? If it fixes the jaggedness. So yeah, I think it looks better. I mean, like this is how it looks like before. If you see that, if you can see that, it's a little bit. There's this kind of a little bit jagged over here. Maybe you don't really see that. But I think it looks better if we just make it there. So right on the edge of the, the black, the cut rectangular. And right now, it's the wrong handle. So the other one. Okay. Yeah, that one is correct. And make it there. And now the curve seems to be very, very good. Now it's a very good curve with a very correct. Sorry. What happens? Why the length? Oh, I think. Oh, that one is way too long. Now I'm gonna pull this back to the middle. Maybe I'm gonna pull this to the here. Yeah, around there. So now let's recalculate our length. And yeah, it has a correct measurement, 35 centimeters. And now it has a very beautiful curve, right? So that is one curve, the bottom seam. And we're gonna make the top seam, right? So it's gonna be very, very simple. I'm gonna duplicate this and let's rename it to top seam, sorry. And I'm gonna move it up by 4 centimeters, right? So we are gonna need 32, right? So what we're gonna do is that we can actually just scale it down, right? So that's, yeah, we can scale it. Oh, no, it doesn't work that way. So I'm gonna snap the cursor to that one, and I'm gonna use the 3D cursor as our scaling anchor point, right? So I'm gonna select all, and I'm gonna scale it down, and until it hits 32, basically. So a little bit more, maybe a little bit more, a little bit more, and voila! Now it's a good number. It basically have the same curve with that one, but it's just a little bit smaller, right? So yeah, now it's actually done, right? So now we can actually we can use our fabric and go to edit mode, and we're gonna use mesh, and knife project. Ah, sorry, we're gonna have to select both the curve first, right? So mesh, select the curve, the top and the bottom seam, and we're gonna go to mesh and knife project. Voila! Now we have cut this perfectly, right? So the only thing that we're gonna have to cut is that part. So that part from that bit to that bit, right? So that's what we're gonna do. And yeah, so this is the edge of the top seam, right? So I'm gonna cut that from that to that, and I'm just gonna cutting. Okay, now it's actually okay. Now, so here's the thing. I learned a kind of a better way to kind of cut things off the fabric, because usually I'm gonna do this manually, selecting like one by one like that, right? So that works and that's fine. But one way to do that a little bit faster is actually go to edge mode, and you can click Alt and left click the edges, and you just can keep doing that. And yeah, now we have good selection, and we can press V to kind of, you know, cut it off, and we can just use that link. I think I should be, I think I don't know. I mean, like, if you're a beginner, you're gonna very suffer from this video, because I don't have the the uh the keys thing. VUR, it doesn't work because I already tried to install it. Because let me try that one more time. Blender add-ons, I already have that screencast thing, and does it work? Yeah, it doesn't work with screencast. Yeah, it doesn't work for Blender 4.0. I tried to install the old, you know, VUR thing, and it doesn't also work. I mean, like, I can do that, and yeah, it doesn't work. You can install it, but it doesn't work. So yeah, it's very I'm not really sure how to do that. Right, so let's remove that, and yeah, I think we're just gonna do it old school style, where we just speak out what I did, right? So after you kind of rip the edges apart, you can go here and you can press L to select link, and you can delete the faces, right? So now you have a clean stuff, clean waistband. So the next thing that I'm gonna do, it is my thing. You don't have to do that, but it's just my thing. I'm gonna clean this up, because basically when you use a knife project, you will have this kind of weird vertices, leftovers basically. So I'm gonna delete that and just pick it one by one, and yeah, this is quite zen-like experience for me, to be honest. So I'm gonna delete the vertices, and now I'm gonna make it equal to the length, basically. So remember that the bottom bit has 35 centimeters. So I'm gonna make 35 edges. So right now this one has 38. So I'm gonna remove 3 vertices to achieve that. So this is number 1. Sorry. Oh, what happened there? Why does it look like that? I'm not really sure. Is it my doing? Oh yeah, let's undo that. And because I kind of selected the wrong thing. It should be this one. So yeah, let's install vertices one more time. And yeah, now this one still has 38. So I'm going to remove 33 extra vertices. I'm going to merge this one with that one. That one is ML, and that one is, yeah, let's do ML as well. So yeah, ML, yeah, now that I, yeah, I'm sorry for that. Now that I hear it, it's a poor choice of word actually. So now this one is 34 now. So I'm gonna remove 2 again with merge and merge. How do I say this? M and L, right? So that's gonna be saver option. So M and L, right? So there you go. So now we have 32 edges. Now we've got our waistband basically. So let's call it waistband 001. And yeah, now I'm gonna pop up my, oh sorry, let's open the underwear. Right, so this is very safe for work, so that it's more safe for work. I mean, it's still not safe for work, but it's a little bit more safe for work because I added some underwear. Right, so yeah, so now I'm gonna go to edit mode. So, oh no, I think I'm gonna duplicate it one more time so that we can have a backup, right? So I'm gonna duplicate it and I'm gonna go to edit, and with the cursor still selected, I'm gonna rotate it. I'm gonna make the cursor to selected and go to edit, and I'm gonna rotate it up so that it's pointing up, right? So now we're gonna bring this to somewhere around here, somewhere around the waist, right? So it's gonna be 1. Let's maybe no, maybe 0.75. That's fine. We can pop our measurement and let's see where we put it basically. And that is the number. We can just copy and paste that. And yeah, now we've got our waistband. Now, here is the magic that's gonna happen. So we don't have to kind of, well, you're gonna kind of shape the waistband like we did here. I'm gonna show you the magic that I learned actually from a fellow member from my Discord server, that he showed me a trick to do this automatically, and this can be applied to everything. It can be applied to sleeves, to collars, collars, and waistbands as well. And you can also apply it to later on skirts. Anything that you need, you need to make a flat surface rounder. This is very useful, right? So I got that, and go to modifier. First, I'm gonna have to, apply the mirror, and we're gonna search for simple deform, right? And then we're gonna choose bend, and it's gonna be Y, maybe Z, right? It is Z, and we're gonna put the number 360 degrees. Maybe no, maybe 270 degrees. Okay, now it is welded to the body very well, right? So maybe I'm gonna make it 15 so that it's closer to the actual waist, right? And yeah, that's very much it, right? So maybe I'm gonna duplicate it one more time so that we have a backup, and I'm gonna apply the simple deform, and I'm gonna connect this to that, right? Now we're just gonna, oh, by the way, it's just fill, I think, yeah, fill. So I'm not really sure why it is Alt F, right? But actually you can just press F here. Maybe if you let's try Alt F. No, Not really sure why they call it. They instruct people to do Alt F. Actually, Alt F. Yeah, you can Alt F doesn't work. Just press F and it works all right. Right. So now we press the bottom edges. Now we just keep pressing F again and again. Or if you like a kind of easier way, you can just press this edge with that edge and you can bridge edge loops. Right? So that is easier way. So I'm going to delete only faces and yeah, now you've got a waistband with a connected middle part, right? So now we're just gonna apply a cloth modifier. This is a simple one. I'm gonna put probably a denim for this one. I'm gonna put the magic number 0.4. Shape, I'm gonna go to sewing, maybe 5. And collision, this is important, 5 millimeters and 2.5 millimeters. This is the only numbers that you should remember. Basically, this is the reason why it's a magic number. At least it's a set of magic numbers, because it just works. If you have problems with the settings and figuring out what settings are important, which settings are not so important, just remember these 4 numbers: speed multipliers, max sewing force, uh, object collision distance, and self collision distance. That's it. I mean, like if you input that number, this will work very well, right? So yeah, now it is good, and now we can play the simulation. And I have to turn on the collision on my model first, right? So that's it. And now let's play the simulation. And now take a look at that. Now we've got a waistband. So maybe go to 50. It's good because it has animation in it where the model going lower the arm, right? So you got a waistband, and that's pretty cool, right? So now we can save it as shape key, right? So let's turn off the cloth and do that, and now you've got a perfectly good waistband. It doesn't have cheating on it, right? It is a purely a tailor's approach to cloth sewing method. So yeah, that's great. Now we've got a waistband that we can work on in many use cases. You can the thing is you can make the seam back. If you want to make something like a skirt, you will make the seam on the back. But if you want to make a trousers, you will put the seam at the front. So just rotate it and you're gonna be all right. So yeah, so probably I'm gonna do that next, right? So let's just hide this one, and I'm gonna take that again where I haven't applied the simple deform. I'm gonna duplicate that, and now instead of going that way, I'm gonna go first. Let's move it back, right? And maybe a little bit more. 0.5. Yeah, that's fine. Now, instead of going back, we can add a negative value, and now it's going forward. Now, I think I'm gonna pull this back a little bit, right? So maybe 1. It's too much. 75. Right? Now this one is okay. It's gonna fix itself, right? So I'm gonna apply. I'm gonna do the sewing part, bridge edge loops, only faces, and I'm gonna use the cloth setting to that. So I'm gonna click the new one, the new waistband, and I'm gonna control click that one, and I'm gonna copy select it, and now it has the same cloth setting. Now let's reuse that, and voila! Now you got a waistband ready for trousers, right? So let's save in my shape keys, and voila! That is a very good looking waistband. Now, the next thing that we're gonna do, so here's the thing. Now you see that it's sewn in the middle. Meanwhile, that's not exactly how, you know, the thing is, it's not exactly how you would join these two sides, because usually you're gonna put some sort of zippers or uh, buttons on it, because if you want to make some things, right? So I'm gonna do that, and first I'm gonna go back to my original waistband right here. Probably no, probably going as far back as the fabric, probably, because I'm gonna add extra material over here, and yeah. So I'm thinking the best way to do that. So maybe this is another cheating. I'm thinking of, the pros and the cons of cheating, right? Because the thing is, cheating is fine, but you should know why you cheat. You use the cheating in the first place. So I'm thinking, mm, I think it's gonna be fine if we cheat for this one. So yeah, so the cheating is actually gonna be this one. Okay, so let's do it. So I'm gonna extrude this, right? And I'm gonna change it to normal, so that bounding box, not normal, local, normal. Um, ah, Not normal. Is let's add vertex. Oh, what happened? I think it should be pointing the right direction. Normal. Ah, yeah. Just select one edge and add the plus, right? So now we can extrude this. Have we extruded? Yeah, we haven't extruded. Yeah. Now I'm gonna extrude it, and I'm gonna pull this by 4 centimeters. So it is perfectly square, and I'm gonna divide it by 3, right? And then I'm gonna do the same. They've done the same thing with other, because it's mirror, right? So, but actually, the thing is, you will only need 2 centimeters at one side, and then, but it's fine for now. I'm gonna maybe call it waistband 2, right? I'm gonna duplicate it. Now I'm gonna do exactly the same thing again. I'm gonna go to edit mode. I'm gonna global. Sorry, I'm gonna go to the cursor, make it point up, and I'm gonna put it. Don't forget the underwear, right? And yeah, I'm gonna put the number in, right? Because that's the number. Put it there, and I'm gonna put it to the front. Just make it exactly the same, and yeah. Now I'm just checking if it's okay. Okay, that's okay. That's okay, I guess. And yeah, now we can apply the mirror. And probably I'm gonna duplicate it before I. Sorry, that one. Yeah, I'm just gonna duplicate it to be safe, right? So I'm gonna apply it, So here's the thing: you don't need 4 centimeters at both sides. You will only need 4 centimeters and 2 centimeters. So, so yeah, I'm gonna delete it. So if you let me see, okay, for waist, I always I knew that for for shirts, for women's shirts, they kind of do it the other way around. So for men, the buttons is on the right, right? For women's, it is the buttons is on the left. Now I'm thinking, what happens with the skirt? Uh, I think the buttons is still on the left. So let me see. Um, no, I think it's on the yeah. I think it's the buttons is on the right. Yeah, let's go. So let me repeat it. Right. So okay. So let me repeat it. So basically, uh, the one with the 4 centimeters on is the side where you're gonna put the button on, and the 2 centimeters is where uh, let me think that. Um, you know what? Actually, let's try this way first, and let's see if it works or not. Because the thing is, I haven't really done it myself with the button. So yeah, let's do that. So let's simple deform button Z278 like that, and oh, I kind of missed the other way around. So yeah, I think this is the step where it is very needed. Yep, and edge, body box, edge. Mm, ah, yeah. The plan is, as you can see, that if you round it up, we will need one side to kind of fold so that it's kind of you can sew it from one side to the other. Because right now, if you didn't, you cannot do that. So, let me see. Okay, now let's turn this off. Now let's make another. Let's plus another one, and we're gonna go that all of this and active selection, right? And I'm gonna rotate it. Let's do that, and I'm gonna rotate it in the Y. This one, it's gonna be this one, right? Let me do that again. So this one has to fold in for that. Oh yeah, no, not that one. It's this one instead. Right, so let's make another one. Right, and let's select everything. And just click one edge as an active selection. And now you can rotate it along that edge. Right, how handy that is. So yeah, now I'm gonna rotate it by 90 degrees. If it's okay, that's all right. Now let's see what happens in simple deform. Yeah, now as you can see that now it kind of corresponds very well. Now you can join that bit to that bit, right? So yeah. No. Let's duplicate it and let's apply. Now let's join. So let's say if you have like a button here that you want to join over there. So I'm thinking which edge that I should join. So um, maybe we can use these edges, right? To maybe that one first, bridge, that one later, bridge. I think it's exactly the same, right? So these are only faces and only faces. So let's see what happens now. Now let's take the cloth from there, right? Copy to selected, and let's see what happens. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Maybe we need extra pull. Let's make it 10 and let's see what happens. Yeah, that has is it cut denim, right? Okay. What happens if we put it letter? Yeah, it works a little better because it stays much. Maybe let's go back. Let's see if we can go to denim. Denim, but let's also connect these edges. Bridge. What happens? Okay, let's connect that one as well. Let's see if it fixes the problem. Yeah, I think it fixes the problem. Yeah, it looks okay. Yeah, it looks very well. Now, here's the thing. I'm gonna try. So here's another trick that you can use to make the fabric a little bit stiff, but you don't have to change to play around with the cloth setting, and that is to use the pinning group, right? Let's apply all to a group, the vertex group called pin. But instead of assigning weight of 1, we can go for something 20.25 and assign, right? And then on the cloth setting, we can use the pin group, and now you can see that it fixes the problem or not. It doesn't. All right, so let's try 0.5 assign. It doesn't. Yeah, probably we don't have to use it now. Yeah, but by the way, we're gonna definitely use this method later when we make stuff, and this is one of the things that I also figured out during the last year or so. So yeah, let's cut the pin group and let's yeah, let's do that, and probably we need to stick that to that as well, right? That edge over here to edge over there. I'm gonna use it fill, and now it's nice. It's very nice. Now let me see. Let's see the simulation. I think the problem, one thing, maybe this one as well. So let's, yeah, now it's actually better than the first. Let's type the best color rate, and yeah, now it looks pretty well. It's very clean, and okay, now that is very good. Now we can save it. Probably let's see if we turn back to 5, what happens? Hmm. No, it's, yeah, they do the other way around. Okay, maybe 10 is fine. Let's see if I can. What happens if we bind this to that? The goal is to make that, but I think that now that it looks worse. Right, so let's delete the edges, and maybe that one as well. That edge to that edge. Hmm. Yeah, I like this one, right? So, and yeah, now I'm gonna save the cloth, and that is our second waistband with, you know, with buttons, ready for if you want to make a circle, whether you want to make a trousers. This is the base for that, right? So, ah, probably yes. Now we can make the other one. So let's do that one more time. So now instead of that, let's make 270, negative 72, and now, but now it's flipped the other way around. So, mm, so probably let's redo that. So instead of copying from that, so instead of copying from the one that has been bent, I'm thinking that we can use this instead, right? And okay, now we're gonna apply that, and I'm gonna simple deform, then Z to 70, negative that one, right? So in this case, you will need this one to go in. So yeah, let's do it. Okay, let's select all this and choose that, and let's rotate it in 90 degrees. Now this looks all right, and now we can apply that, and now we can just reapply the sewing, right? The stitches. Okay. This one as well. Now let's borrow the cloth modifier and copy the selected. And now let's run the I'm gonna have to pull this to 0.75. Sorry, right there. Right. So now let's do it. Now let's see how it looks like if it's. Yeah, it flicked a little bit to the left, but I think that is very fine. Yeah. Now we can save it as shaky and turn this off. Right now you got this is ready for trousers later, and this one is for something like skirt, right? And yeah, that's all for the waistband, and I think that's gonna be all for today's recording. And let's see how long has it been. Oh, it's been an hour, 14 minutes. So yeah, an hour and 40 minutes to talk about making waistband. That is still the still follow the namesake of a tailor's approach to cloth sewing, spending way too much time learning so little. Right. So yeah, I guess that's it for now. And yeah, I think I'm gonna see you later in. I hope I really enjoy. I really enjoy doing this streaming, and the thing is, so here's something that I want to tell you that uh, I actually made a course, at least halfway through it, uh, and this is a very good course. I try to do a course with a very like a very structured and very edited stuff. And it turns out that halfway through the recording, I just kind of I don't feel like I don't feel like doing it really. I mean, like I don't know why, but editing is not heavy editing is not my style. I really enjoy this kind of presentation where it's not edited out. It's not edited at all. If anything, if there is any edit, it's gonna be very minimum, and that's what I like, and that's what I kind of feel comfortable with, and so yeah, I mean, like I really enjoy this streaming, and I really plan to do a lot more of this in the future, and yeah. So let's turn on the shader. Maybe we got some cool shades mode. Okay, so that we can get some cool preview, probably a thumbnail for the video, right? So that's how it looks from the back, and that's how it looks from the front, right? So yeah, I guess that's it for now. So I guess I'll see you later in this streaming thing, for the many streaming things in the future, I hope. So yeah, I'll see you later.